Hi, I'm Mike, Ops Director at Launch.
And I'm Elliot. I'm a paid media director at Launch.
And today we're going to talk to you all about Performance Max campaigns, which is one of Google's relatively new campaign types, which launched late last year. Elliot, what are Performance Max campaigns?
As you said, Mike, they're a relatively new campaign type from Google. If you imagine them as a sort of 6-in-1 campaign, so it's covering the whole of Google's inventory. So it's going to cover YouTube, it's going to cover Gmail, display, discovery, and search and shopping as well, obviously. So the whole thing is automated. It works by you giving the campaign a set of assets, such as images, headlines, descriptions, even your shopping feed if you're an e-commerce client. And you hand over control to Google for all of that side of things. So Google will put together an ad for you. As we've seen with smart bidding, for example, the Performance Max campaigns cover that type of thing as well. So Google will essentially show your ad to the right person at the right time across any of the inventory where the ads are able to show.
Nice, and it sounds like nothing could be better. But there's lots of articles doing the rounds that show that it comes with a little bit of controversy. Maybe what's causing that? Do you think?
Yeah, well, I think any new product from Google comes with some controversy because, as you know, as you'll back this up as well, Mike, but as a paid media professionals, anything new from Google causes a bit of a stir because it's change. Nobody likes change. I can remember this sort of reaction coming from the likes of dynamic search ads, which are a staple in all accounts. Even more so, responsive search ads, which again are a staple in all accounts. So it's always going to cause a stir, any change like this. I guess one thing that is causing more controversy is that this is full automation. So where we have automation with smart bidding, as I mentioned earlier, we can still go into search campaigns, and we can perform things like search term reports. So we can look at audiences and pick and choose and just go into depth with that. With Performance Max campaigns, we don't really have any of those options. It's full control over to Google. It will give you the information, so it will give you search terms. It will give you information on the audiences that your ads may have been shown to, but you don't have any influence on that. We can't opt in and out of audiences. We can't go in necessarily and perform search term reports, although I do believe that things like if you add negative keywords at account level, it will apply to Performance Max. So that's handy, for example, if you don't want to bid on brand at all, but it's still quite limited in terms of optimization.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so I guess with that kind of type of automation, what do you think that marketing managers will kind of do now in terms of that optimization and reporting? How will that work?
Well, the line being banded around by Google is that it will make us more strategic, which I can't really argue with. It will take out, some of us, I'm a big PPC nerd as such. I like doing search term reports. I like looking at audience depth reports, for example. It would take that out of our hands. So there will be elements of that we miss, but we still have that information. We're still able to make those observations. We're still able to give that information to clients. We're still able to share it amongst our peers. But I think it will push us more in a direction of looking at the wider picture, whether that's a wider paid media picture or just wider marketing picture for our clients. We'll be able to make some informed decisions. But I mean, as I said before, when smart bidding came around, that was a big no-no from a lot of paid media professionals' point of view. And now, again, we wouldn't live without it. So I think there's some development to come from Performance Max. I think we will see some optimization options, I guess, coming to the front, and we'll be able to use those, but it will still be limited. But I think it will it's going to take a lot of that off of our plates, and it's going to push us in the direction of just offering, more strategy and being able to spend more time on reporting for clients.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess based on the fact that you're uploading assets, they'll become key now in terms of making sure you have all those different types of assets available.
Definitely. I guess from our point of view, sometimes because we can give guidance on creative, but because it's not something we have enough time to spend on, now we will have that time to spend on it. We can ensure that the assets are of the highest quality, because this is the thing, is that yes, we can put some headlines and descriptions and general copy into the Performance Max campaigns, but the key things are going to be video and imagery. It's really going to be really important to make sure they're of the highest quality and are meeting Google's best practice. So we will have more time to be able to spend on that with clients to help them to ensure that they're meeting those standards that Google expects.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think one of the other controversies that's floating around potentially is that I believe these will eventually replace smart shopping, won't they?
Yeah, that's right. I think we're looking around June or July this year is when the migration will start. So Google will start to migrate smart shopping campaigns into Performance Max. So it is really important now for clients that maybe don't have great video assets. For example, I think that's probably one you might agree with, Mike, that clients may not always fully concentrate on. So it's really important that they do have that ready for the migration over from smart shopping campaigns to Performance Max. But it's not as if it's going to be a clean cut. That's it, done. You've migrated. The process will start in June or July, but we'll have the option before then to choose to opt in. And I think, from my point of view, and from our clients' point of view, the sooner we can get those campaigns, smart shopping campaigns, migrated over to Performance Max, the better. We want to be, we want to be one of the early uptakers of this. So if we leave it until, I think, September, October is the cutoff, that's when Google will just migrate them over for you. That is the clean cut. The closer we leave it to there, the more we risk of not being on board and not having the campaigns up to date and learning.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess based on that, people may think that these campaigns are focused primarily on the retail side of things. Is that true, or? No,
in fact, early indications show that people are seeing great results on both sides, e-com and lead gen, but early indications show that the lead gen is seeing better results than expected. So yeah, don't think, I know we've been talking about smart shopping and shopping feeds and migration of smart shopping over to Performance Max. Don't think that doesn't apply. I don't think that Performance Max doesn't apply to you if you're a lead gen. If you're a lead gen client, if you're not an e-com client. I've got accounts that are running it that aren't e-com, that are lead gen, and we're seeing some decent results. We've also got some accounts where it's a bit of a weird crossover, where it's e-com and lead gen, and that's seeing really good results. So yeah, don't rule yourself out if you're lead gen. This does apply to you.
Excellent. And I guess, yes, we've been testing them now for 3 or 4 months, and I think it's fair to say we've seen a mixed bag of results.
Yeah, definitely a mixed bag. Some of the very early adopters, particularly on the e-commerce side, there was concerns about it, the Performance Max campaign damaging the performance of smart shopping, and the evidence was there to show that. So I think in those instances we either reined it in or we stopped it completely. But I think the further down the line we go and the more the product develops, the less we'll see instances like that. But as I said before, I've got a lead gen client where it appears to be working okay at the moment. I've got a hybrid client, as I call it, where they've got e-com and lead gen. It's working really well. In fact, that is I believe, last time I looked, in terms of the KPIs, the second best performing campaign in the account, and it's only been live for a couple of months. So, yeah. But one thing again to go back on is that they've got really good images and really good videos. So it's really important that clients do concentrate on that and make sure they've got the best options possible for that.
Yeah, and I guess they've given it the name that suggests it can't perform badly. The marketing masterclass that is Google. But no, thanks, Elliot. I think that's a really good summary. And I think we've got a few months, and we know that Google will take feedback. We've certainly been giving feedback to our Google reps, and I know that the wider marketing community has as well. And we've already seen some of those changes that you mentioned around being able to add certain negatives eventually within the campaigns and things like that. So I think hopefully we'll see more improvements to the campaigns themselves, but also just to how they report on them. So watch this space, and I guess hope everyone's enjoyed that brief chat.